This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Prefix, your weekly pop culture roundup.
Christopher.
Dominic.
On Sunday of this past week at 9:12 p.m., Beyonce Giselle Louise Carter Knowles winked at me from the stage of MetLife Stadium. And I didn't think it was possible, but in those 8 seconds, I became a more fulfilled and gayer human being than I ever thought possible. I am 155 pounds of pure homosexuality. I've been on a cloud ever since then. What a night! Can we talk about this concert for the next hour and a half, please?
We have so much to talk about, and this could be a 3-hour episode, and we wouldn't even scratch the surface with everything we need to talk about, for real.
The one thing I can say to sum up the Cowboy Carter tour was that the entire time, the entire 2.5 hours, I was very cognizant of the fact that it was a privilege to be there. I felt like I was honored to be in the audience to witness who I now believe could be. I mean, she's obviously one of the greatest artists, but she needs to be seen live to be fully appreciated. That's what I think about Beyonce Knowles. Every time you see her live, it is 10 home runs tied together. I just loved it.
And one thing I will say is that it almost felt like a reclaiming of the American flag. Dare I say that? Mm-hmm. Like, for real, though.
Yeah.
Like, when she came out with the American flag pants at the end, and then whenever she came out, like, when she was in the car, when she was flying around the car singing my favorite song, 16 Carriages, and she's holding the American flag, I was like, this is, like, so needed right now.
Yeah, it was to see a woman of color wrapped in the American flag, critiquing America, critiquing our response to history, trying not to repeat it, and paying tribute to everyone who came before her. It was just at this time in history to witness that live was really something. And I'll be honest, when Cowboy Carter came out, I was kind of lukewarm because Renaissance for me was top 5 albums of all time. But I have not stopped listening to Cowboy Carter. I feel I needed to have it hammered into my head to understand what it was truly about. And I'm not an unintelligent person. Like, I knew, but to see her dance this out, to see her perform it live, to see all the visuals that went along with it, and to see the response from a live audience that emulated her more than I've ever seen a crowd emulate an artist in concert. I mean, you were there on a different night than I was. 90% of the people in the audience were dressed for the occasion. Like, there were very few t-shirt and jeans here. Like, and it was everybody came dressed. It was psychotic.
It was supposed to be like pouring down rain when we were going. So we were all like, do I wear my outfit that I want to wear? Like, what's going to happen? Like, if I don't wear my outfit and I'm not dressed properly for the concert. And then I was like, first of all, we're in like the 300s. I'm like the little ant. I'm a little flash in the pan up in the nosebleeds for her. So like, I was like, what's Beyonce going to be mad at me that I didn't wear my outfit because it was like going to be pouring down rain and I didn't want to ruin all my shit. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the level of like, we were like, what are we even doing if we're not dressed up completely for this? And I was like, guys, like it shouldn't be on us to be like dressing up for her. She should be dressing up for us since we paid money to go see her.
And she did. And she certainly did.
Did she wear I feel like she wears different outfits. Like, there's the staple outfits, but then she switches it up because she wore this like red, white, and blue outfit, but then over top of it wore this white fur coat with a bald eagle, like, thing on the back of it.
I saw that. Yeah.
It was one of the most beautiful things. PETA's going to like come for us and her, but like, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my whole life.
Everything she wore the whole night was just flawless.
Incredible.
Her performance was flawless. Both of her daughters were part of the show and were absolutely flawless. Every single expression she makes, every expression that the dancers make, like, everything is so meticulous and intentional and historic and exciting. It's just such a complete experiment. I think Tom Hamlet described it as a cinematic experience, and it really was that.
Oh, no.
It really was that.
My next point was that the cinematography of the guy walking around the stage, just shooting her so that we could see her on the Jumbotron, was better cinematography than most movies. Like, period.
if you have a chance, the tickets are, and all love to her, and I know it doesn't, this sort of entertainment isn't free. The tickets are wildly expensive. They are truly but when I tell you that if you're going to spend money on one concert this year, just if you can, try to go see this one.
It's also
it's phenomenal.
You were also down in the front row of the concert, basically. We were up in nowhere and ours were way less expensive and they were worth every single penny.
Please go. Please go so we can drink and talk about it for the rest of our lives. Just please do it. It was
And she did,
great.
Dominic, she did give you your own little renaissance, didn't she?
She gave me my own little renaissance. She did. And she even said, let's take
Welcome
it back to the Renaissance.
Yeah,
for a minute. And we did. But everything was it was so moving. I cried 5 times. 4 of them, I didn't even know why I was crying. I just knew
that's your own thing. I think
I wasn't. And it was, I was sober from beginning to end because I drove. I'd never driven to a concert before, but Mark and I were coming from Atlantic City. And so it couldn't have been smoother. Drove in and out, got there and back very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone who worked at MetLife and at the booths outside the vibe the whole night was so spectacular. Everyone was so friendly. There were no problems with the crowd. No one was acting like an asshole in all of the MetLife arena. No one. Everyone was just so jazzed to be there. It was just a great experience. And now I love Cowboy Carter because I feel like I understand it.
Yes. She says, I'm one of one. I am the one.
She is it.
Even if you don't like her, I've had my many reasons to really not, I've had my ups and downs with her as an artist, many of them. And for a long time,
not
it was
today,
but
not today.
It's undeniable how in a realm of just her by herself alone at the top of a mountain she is. Every step that she takes, you just feel like this person has been doing this their entire life.
So we've fully gushed for 8 minutes. Our opinions on this are clear, but I do want to say that my friend Luis also said, no one's doing this the way that she is doing it.
At all.
Certainly
remotely.
No one with her level of fame and influence is doing this as good as she has. And like Gaga, she's always very good at acknowledging that she's only able to do what she does because of the amount of people of all races and genders that came before her. She's always very good at paying tribute because she's not the first pop star to be socially conscious, but starting around Formation and up to now, it's all just been very ballsy, very audacious, and just really controversial what she's doing. And she doesn't get credit enough for that part of it because she's a quote unquote pop star.
Well, and also this was a concept album, technically. You know what I mean?
Right?
When you think about it, this is the thing that someone at a concert is can I sing some of my new songs for you? And you go, I guess, ugh. And then go into the bathroom and don't. And then that's when you get another drink is when they perform their newest work. You know what I mean? For the most part, this is a concept album, and it's every single person was dressed in themed, like you're seeing us right now.
Yes. And if you're not, please check out our reel promoting the episode on Instagram. You will see our concert outfits where Chris and I truly look like a gay father-son duo out for a night on the town. So please do. Now that my facial hair's grown in, I'm giving Uncle Duff.
It's Tiger King and his newest, whoever the hell.
Be careful. Those guys all get deported.
I know. Or killed. Knock on wood.
Oh, that's true. Oh, my God.
I'm never forget. Now, here's where we turn south. Blue Ivy is a 12-year-old girl.
Yes.
Are there laws protecting her from working too much? Because
I think so.
What
she's got to. No, a lot of
what
kids
goes
go
on here. They
tutor her. They tutor her. She can't work. She probably can't work beyond the tour.
I only say this because if another person's 12-year-old child was on stage with them all the time, we would be what's happening? This would be the weirdest thing ever. And the fact that we have now all accepted that this is what it is, that she's the main backup dancer, which by the way, I heard through the grapevine, she's being a diva.
Is she? Blue Ivy is? Well, she's 12.
But I heard that
people,
she had
what
notes.
do you mean?
I heard she had notes for the dancers is all I'm going to say to you. I
Stop
swear
it.
to God. I swear to you.
That sounds like something someone made up on Reddit.
Okay.
It would quit if a 12-year-old stop.
Okay. I'm just saying what I've heard. Anyway, I need a bank account for Blue Ivy to have money be deposited into. Is this happening? Whenever a child actor has to have that account where 10% of it has to go to them and not the parents.
Right.
what's going on? Like, is SAG stepping in? Like, what happens? Like, at the end of the day, she's a 12-year-old little girl. I know that she looks like an adult, but she is not. She is truly 12 years old and is at certain points commanding the stage alone by herself and doing her mom's.
She just does runway around that triangle without her. Like, she's just instructed to walk it and receive applause. I'm sure she's well taken care of, and I would imagine,
she's one of the most privileged people on this planet. She's fine. I'm just saying, like, don't come to me in 10 years saying that Blue Ivy is going to do an interview saying, like, my mom forced me to work, blah, 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 because I'm saying it now. It's like,
I don't know.
Are there rights for this child or not?
She seemed happy to be there. I don't think they would do, because, they keep Sir, their son, out of the spotlight deliberately, that I think they're probably very measured about how they do it. I don't know. It was nice to see Rumi on stage. I don't think I knew what she looked like, actually.
No, I like that the younger ones, they shield them more.
Yeah, because she's not ready.
Blue had no chance. Like, she had no hope because she's her first child.
I bet she
much
begged
like
for
a
it.
Surrey or an Apple.
I bet Blue begged to be a part of it. I bet she absolutely wanted to do it.
Sure, but she's a 12-year-old little girl, of course.
Like a character on my new favorite CBS show, Beyond the Gates. It's very similar to this.
Goodbye.
She
wants
to quit high school to be a model like her mother. I believe that's what
Jesus Christ on a cross bleeding.
All right, let's switch gears now.
Wait, yes? I'm so sorry. I need to tell this story. At one point in the intercept, P.S. when Beyonce goes to like change, you're seeing like a film that like should win an Oscar, like of just like interstitials of her like being country. And at one point they're at like a bar or like a casino kind of a thing, and they're playing craps at a craps thing, and some woman like looks at her wrong, and Beyonce takes a bottle and like breaks it over this woman's head, and
it was fantastic.
It was fantastic, but when it happened, she looks at her and everyone's like, boo, at the woman, and then she breaks the bottle over the woman's head, and Hassan screamed, kill her! And then he went, and Wendy said death, and then she was like, realized what she said, and Hassan was like, what?
All those movies in the middle were like, everyone's like, where are the videos? Where are the videos? They're at the concert.
There they are.
They're just at the concert, and they're amazing. They really are. All right. So someone who is one of the most talented people in the world, commanding a stage and giving you an unmitigated masterpiece. That's our first story. Our second story is about Britney Spears smoking a Virginia Slim on a plane and getting in trouble for it.
I'm already mad. about it.
Why?
Go ahead.
Well, you're mad because I already know from our group chat that you just think that because she's Britney Spears and flying private, that she should be allowed to smoke on a plane.
Yes.
I just disagree. Those pilots are not, those pilots have to still fly the plane.
I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. They are just doing this so they can get another fucking story. And fuck that flight attendant. And she even put it on her Instagram. She was like, she was a bitch and she was mean to me already before when I got on. And I was like, yeah, get her.
Britney Spears should not be allowed to smoke on an airplane. In the words of Andrew Dice Clay, when a stewardess would come up to him and say, sir, you're not in the smoking section of this plane. And he looked at her and said, I'm in a fucking tube. There is no smoking section in a tube. You can't smoke on a plane, Britney. Don't act like someone who should have their money controlled by someone else. Oh, we already tried that. She did a whole manifesto when she got off that plane, that what you're talking about, Christopher, where she's like scolding the flight attendant and whatever. Yeah. This thing, I had to read that 4 times because I was genuinely unsure if it was in a form of English that I didn't learn in public school. And this stream of consciousness that she was doing. And she paired it up with a video of her dancing in a way that Jojo Siwa would look at this and say, bitch, calm down.
I know. I love it. I just want her, listen.
You want her to go off the deep end.
No. I need you to realize this is what we're getting from her now. I need you, the people, to realize there won't be coherent thought. There won't be. If she wants to light up on a plane, she's going to do it. If she wants to do blah, 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 she's going to do it. Like, we're not getting real sentences. We're getting blah, 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 emoji, and then like 4 exclamation points, and then next sentence. Like, that's where we're at now. So let's be there with her.
Right.
Does this make sense?
We're at 2010 Amanda Bynes, but with a shit ton more money. That's where we're at right now.
She's living her life. And if she wants to smoke a cigarette, as someone who lights up a blunt while we're on these recordings all the time, I would think that you would have her back more.
Christopher, I don't live in a tube. I'm in my apartment in the Bronx. No one's complaining about the weather pattern that's coming out of my lungs here. All right, we agree to disagree about Britney, but we always sort of have. You'll give her
Also
a pass
leave her alone.
for the.
Also leave her alone.
Okay, now you're Chris Crocker. All right.
She smoked a cigarette on a plane. Many celebrities have done way worse today.
She
And they're
burned
not
the
getting
flight
written up.
attendant in the. She burned the flight attendant in the face with the lit
No,
cigarette.
she didn't.
Well, let's make the story better. Let's move on to the American Music Awards, which we would normally ignore.
Speaking of dumpster fires, speaking of
Seriously.
actual lunatics.
But because our stalker, Jennifer Lynn Louise Lopez, was hosting, of course, we tuned in at least to get the highlights. Jennifer Lynn Lopez, by the way, to me, did a fantastic job. She comes out there. Oh, yeah. She dances variety show style to a bunch of big hits from this past year, none of which were hers, I might add.
Well.
But she just gets out there and she's like, I'm Jennifer Lopez. Remember me? I was a dancer. And I'm 55 years old and I'm about to do a routine that would kill a 21-year-old. Did it. You know, she kissed a male dancer and a female dancer. It was giving very Britney and Christina like a virgin. It was unnecessary. But yeah, after that, she was sort of incidental. Like there were no J-Lo moments, but other than to just remind us that she's the most beautiful woman in the world. But she was fine. And then Janet came out and got whatever their equivalent is of the Icon Award. She also looked fantastic and then lip synced a number and did what Janet does. But the big disappointment of the night was that for weeks, people were led to believe that Taylor Swift was going to make an announcement about the re-release of Reputation somewhere in the AMAs. And she was
led to believe by some random person on the internet. Sure.
Probably, right? Like not by Taylor, right? Just led to believe that announcement was going to be made. They were worked up into a frenzy about it and watched the 3 hours of the American Music Awards and Taylor just wasn't there.
She didn't even show up, right? She wasn't even there.
No. In fact, of the 10 people nominated for Artist of the Year, the only one of them to show up was SZA.
No.
Yeah. Billie Eilish won every award she was nominated for, which was a lot. Like Artist of the Year, Female of the Year, Female Pop Album of the Year, Song of the Year, blah, blah, blah. Like she won everything. So the Billie Eilish brigade really turned out for her. They did it because this is all fan voted. No, she sent a pre-recorded message, but she wasn't there. I know.
That's like really embarrassing.
Yeah, it's no one was there.
I mean, is that why the performers were J-Lo doing a medley of other people's songs and then Gwen Stefani singing Sweet Escape terribly?
I was gonna skip over that because she looked like a porcelain doll. Her skin is so smooth. She looks like Haley Joel Osment in the movie AI. Like whatever makeup she was wearing, that's what they put on him to make me believe she was a robot.
She sounded like a robot. She never really had a good voice live, though. Those Sweet Escape songs where she's actually singing, like, what did they do? How did they get that from her, you know?
Well, you know who's not getting good reviews about their performance on the AMAs is someone we tried to fix here, a young lady by the name of Renee Rapp. On all the best and worst of the night lists, her performance is listed under worst.
Did you watch it or no?
I haven't watched the clip of that. No, I have not seen it. What I did see, though, was when they awarded, and this is why the American Music Awards just shouldn't matter. Like they make the Golden Globes look like the Nobel Prize because in a year where Kendrick Lamar exists, not to mention a million other hip hop artists, Eminem won favorite male hip hop artist.
Goodbye.
The goodbye of all time. Like that's just very silly. Another fun moment was Shabuzi and an artist I've not heard of named Megan Maroney. They were presenting a country award and they were talking about the first awards to go out and how one of the first awards had gone to the Carter family that invented country music. And Shabuzi gave her an eye roll on live television as if to say, Black people invented country music.
Yeah, like, shut up.
How dare you? How dare you? And that was that. So that was a funny moment. Anyway, I looked it up. We didn't talk about the AMAs last year because normally we don't care. Like I said, if Jennifer Lopez hosts next year, we'll be back. If not, you'll never hear us talk about it again.
No. Well, not if the people aren't even fucking showing up that win every award.
Well, the people don't show up. Bad. Well, because they allow the general public to vote on it. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to sound like an absolute leftist.
We're idiots.
Here, but yes. We need the elites to vote on these awards, not the general population. We need people that pay attention to it, not people with AM radios and cassette players. Like I can't, you're not allowed. Billie Eilish is great, but she shouldn't have won every single award. Like the Billie Eilish army went so crazy. Taylor Swift didn't even win anything. That's how crazed it was. At least Beyonce did win for best country album, though. Give them
Great.
that for Cowboy Carter. Well, remember Jussie Smollett? She's back and the case has been settled. He donated to charity.
It's still happening.
Well, he settled with the city of Chicago. He was ordered to donate $50,000 to a Chicago-based nonprofit. He maintained his innocence. It was no contest. So he's not a guilty party. And he released a lengthy statement on Instagram talking about how he was wrongly accused and was set up. And I have no comment about it. I don't believe him. I just don't. I don't think anybody does. So
Also, there's so many of these like quickly made. There's something weird because like Blake and Justin, there's like 97 documentaries and nothing's even happened yet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They'll make a documentary about like random people on the internet just coming in and being like, well, I was like looking at TikTok and it said this about them. And they like literally will turn that into a documentary these days. And not one person has like touched it.
Yeah, his innocence seems like something that could be proven very swiftly and easily. And if I'm the asshole, that's fine. It has not, to my satisfaction, been proved even within like a semi-reasonable doubt that he didn't
it's this, and then
orchestrate
it's too much. It's too much. It's like the back and forth
but
of
we
it all
all know
makes
what happened. The people that were on his side, everyone who loved him professionally distanced themselves from him, and no one's come back to correct it. Lee Daniels, Taraji Henson, no one has done that. So very weird. Good luck to this man. I think you'll need it. I know he's coming out with a movie that he's written and directed, like someone else we're going to talk about, Scandalized, later in our broadcast. But good luck, Jussie Smollett. I will say he's still a hot piece of ass. So
sure.
You've always having that's 80% of it, Jussie. So it really doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you. Billy Joel has canceled the rest of his tour. He has a brain disorder. This is very sad. People are very emotional. He's a legacy American artist. I don't know the details. I know it was something like hydrocephalus, normal pressure hydrocephalus. So it seems like something that is treatable. He has to undergo PT and he can't perform during his recovery period. I don't know how long that's going to be, but obviously everybody loves Billy Joel. Even if you don't like him, you love one of his songs. You have to, because you're a human being.
Well, it's just like one of those things is like, these are like the legends that we like grew up with. And so now they're starting to fall and it's like sad.
Yes. Yeah. So best of luck to
he's
Billy
in
Joel.
the realm of like Elton Cher, Cher.
All
like
of them.
All of that era. And it's like,
No, Cher. We celebrated Cher's 79th birthday this past weekend in Atlantic City with Stephen Andrade, one of the world's greatest Cher impersonators. And all we kept talking about was Cher's going to be 80 next year, which means I'm going to be 32.
Yep.
How dare you? Can you get up? Chris rolled his eyes so hard he fell backward in his chair.
Because I'm older than 32, Dominic. What should happen on the darkest day of in the world, whenever she is stricken ill? Like, what should I do for you?
I don't know, but I've thought about this
on you. Like, how do I approach that is the question.
I don't know. I have thought about this so many times. Like, I immediately would go to all my socials and just put up black. That's it. Like, just no words, just mourning, because I would need a minute to gather my thoughts. I haven't prepared what I would say when it happens, because I don't know how I'm going to feel. I go back and forth. I like knowing that Cher is still alive. It makes my life better. When she leaves, though, I don't know if I'm going to be like, grief is very strange. I don't know if I'm going to be like a sobbing mess or if I'm just going to be grateful, because I've been a fan of hers literally. But she has a career that spans my elderly life. That is another, that's an icon. So grateful to have her here. I do hope she's able to squeeze out one more tour before she decides to call it quits again. But we'll see. And certainly before she is called home to God, who I normally refer to as Cher. So I don't know how I'm going to phrase that when she actually kicks it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're going to have to figure out, aren't we?
So do I have to redecorate my house? I mean, what am I supposed to do when she dies? I won't even know. All right. Speaking of being near death, I almost needed smelling salts when I read this latest Patti LuPone profile in The New Yorker. Patti LuPone should be cryogenically frozen and just woken up for one day each year. So we just always have her. This woman loves to scorch earth like it's a hobby of hers. Remember when she was on Broadway recently with Mia Farrow in the play The Roommate, and she contacted the stage manager of the musical next door, Hell's Kitchen, to tell them it was too loud. Could you lower it? And one of the actresses in that musical, a woman named Keisha Lewis, who won the Tony for featured actress in a musical last year, then went on Instagram and was pissed and said it was a microaggression. It was racist. It was rooted in privilege. And Audra McDonald, supported Keisha Lewis. And so Patti LuPone makes no bones about Audra McDonald and I are not friends. Like, we've had a rocky past, but because of that, we're not friends. That is just very Audra. That's something Audra would do. And we're not friends. And when the interviewer said, what did you think of Audra's portrayal of Rose in Gypsy? He said, Patti was quiet for 15 seconds, looked out the window and said, beautiful day we're having, isn't it? So these two are not, they're just not, which stings more because, you know, Patti also doesn't like Andrew Lloyd Webber, but saw Nicole in Pussycat Boulevard. And earlier this year gave what could only be described as a glowing rave of Nicole in said musical. And even the musical said that it was fantastic.
Want to know why? Because she would never be considered for a role that Nicole Scherzinger would be considered for.
A good point. Yeah.
She would be, you know what I mean? Like, because Nicole and her would never do the same thing. They would never be like on the stage and they would never be peers. And so that's why I really don't like her anymore. Is that
you
bad?
You don't, do you? Yeah, no,
I find her, it's not fun anymore. It's not funny to me. She's just like old and jaded and grumpy and mad that she's not more famous than she is, in my opinion.
I don't feel that way, but I completely see why somebody would. I'm always going to love her. She's like every crazy aunt in my family. I mean, she's like,
turning her like rage that she was like directing at Trump onto like everyone else. And I don't like that.
I feel like she thinks that's this chapter of hers now. It's like she's going to spend these last 10 years of her life as like the celebrity truth teller.
And I feel her performing that.
She's angry. She's angry a lot. She doesn't want to do another Broadway show. She's just pissed.
What else could you want? Like, you know?
She's mad about the Disneyfication or the gentrification of Times Square. She doesn't like how long it takes her car to get to the theater because people can't stay out of the streets and respect it as the theater district. And she's sort of done with a lot of things.
God, give me a break. Okay. Like,
well,
I don't know. It's really not. There's something about her that, like, when she was doing it to Madonna and was like eating the chicken wing, that was funny. But then when you turn it to these other people who are like really getting their applause and like deservedly so, to like knock them down, to me is not great.
Well, you heard it here first. A gay man, a theater lover who doesn't like Patti LuPone. I say sharpen your pitchforks. Chris lives in New Jersey. That's the all I'll give you. Go find him.
Speaking of theater, I didn't even tell you this. I went and saw Jean Smart in this new one-woman play called Call Me Dizzy.
I saw you and Hassan posted. How was it?
It was really good.
Oh,
she was incredible in it. It's really sad, but it was so good. She did it really good.
So the play is called Me Izzy. It's a one-woman show with Jean Smart, right? And she is only in it for like 8 or 12 weeks, right? It's just like on her summer break. It's very
I think it's short, but it was really good.
Did I tell you that I bought tickets finally to go see Titanic? I'm going with my best friend, Mark.
You did. And we have yet to buy our tickets for The Picture of Dorian Gray, which we need to do today.
Oh, we have to do that because she's probably going to leave after she wins the Tony. And Melanie Reif, who is a loyal listener and is now living in Paris, saw Titanic in Paris recently, which I think is hilarious. She said it was well received. A couple of the American nuances, she said, went over people's heads, but
to be expected.
Sure. Moving on. And by the way, I can't remember what my segue was going to be. I was going to talk about lunatics, but all we're talking about are lunatics today. JoJo Siwa, she says she doesn't have a boyfriend, but she's caught kissing this boy who's a friend of hers on a Mexican getaway. I know. It's the guy from Big Brother.
She was on Big Brother with.
His name is Chris Hughes. She's not referring to him as her boyfriend, but this is the person who apparently turned her from like lesbian to queer to now whatever she is. And look, sexuality and gender are fluid. Like, do you? But, you know, if I just may break this down.
No, you like broke up with your girlfriend and you're now with some guy. So like, just say that. Like,
yeah, she just doesn't give me, I still, colloquially, visually, that voice, I feel like she's going to go back to, she's going to switch from a Chris to a Christina at some point. I don't think she's done with women is what I'm saying.
No, I think she's just living. I don't know.
But she's 21 and that
she doesn't know who she is.
Many
That's
parts.
really,
yeah.
She doesn't.
And she's got to live it out. She's got to live it out.
At 21, you were marrying women, Dominic. So what are we to say?
I was engaged to an actual human woman at the age of 21, married at 22. Or was it 22 and 23? No, it was 21 and 22. Yeah.
Dear God.
So she's many lifetimes to live until she becomes the new millennium's Abby Lee Miller. JoJo's Elephant Dance School, season 2 in 2050.
Oh, God.
Good luck, JoJo. Kenan Thompson, I read this on Deadline, said that he thinks there's going to be a big cast shakeup on SNL in season 51. And so everyone and their mother is predicting that Bowen, who is arguably the biggest name on the show currently, will do what the biggest name on that show typically does and leave at the end of the summer.
Will he have a movie though? You know what I mean? Like it's like they usually leave and then they and then Lauren produces a movie that they are in. That's like a big comedy. You know
I don't know. Bowen Yang doesn't really need Lauren. I mean, he's
but
in
that's
Wicked,
usually what
But
that's usually what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But good luck to everybody. A lot of people think that Colin Jost and Michael Che are either leaving or leaving Update, and that they're going to give someone else a chance to do Update.
I will say that like the newer, younger people, like we all kind of know who they are now. Like that Chloe Fineman, the other one with the short hair, the
Heidi
guy that
Gardner,
plays.
Yeah,
she's really great. What's the guy? What's the
Marcelo Hernandez?
Yes,
he's a star. He's a fucking
like
star.
They all are like doing really well. It's versus like usually it's like you have your top tier people like Kenan and Bowen, and then you cycle through these younger people. You know what I mean? But like the younger people are really kind of making a name for themselves, and so it does make sense for like some of the top people to leave and let them rise up.
Them and one person in particular who, to me, I need Ego Wodum to be nominated for a supporting actress in a comedy Emmy this year, because this was her year. I think Lisa from Temecula was last season, but that was the beginning of the Ego era. Like when she comes out now, Bowen is great, but Ego to me is the most commanding.
She's so funny
performer on that show now. Like I think this is her year, and I just need her to explode. Like I need her to get up there. She's fucking amazing. Speaking of people exploding, let's speak about Jordan Hudson, who may now be the fiance of former Patriots. I don't know. What do you call him?
You said Jordan Hudson, and I was like, who?
Oh my God.
But now I'm
gold digger goals, baby.
I'm touching down. I'm touching down.
Yeah. Even Meghan Markle bows at the altar of Jordan Hudson.
No,
I mean, Bill Belichick is American royalty.
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars is what I'm going to call her.
So they may be engaged. Apparently, she's been sporting a big fat ring and isn't commenting on it. But they are, I believe, 93 years apart in age.
So like for real, though.
And, normally as a person
He's 73, Dominic.
24.
He's 73. Oh my God, she really is 24. I thought you were joking.
No, I'm not. And look, as someone who enjoys my own personal series of May Decembers, some of them running concurrently, this is a bit much.
Your whole lifetime could fit in between their age gaps, Dominic.
That's a lot. That seems to be a lot. So
think about that.
You have my respect, Jordan Hudson, but don't kill the man.
No, she might. I mean, he's a piece of fucking shit. I hate him. So I can't stand him. So do whatever you want to do, lady. But oh my God. Okay, here's what I need for her. This is what I need for her. I need a stylist is what I need for her.
I bet she'd fight you on that.
Her outfits are the ugliest things I've ever seen.
She dresses like a stripper. For sure.
She's 24. What fucking style does she have? Nothing. Like, duh. What did I dress like at 24? Nothing. I'm an idiot. But like, she's in the public spotlight and you can tell that she's a 24-year-old with no stylist.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm on her side so much here, but I feel like if I was 24, I would also wear a napkin in public. And I looked like her, I would wear a napkin. I would.
Sure, but I'm saying you can do that in fashionable clothing or in non-fashionable clothing, and she's choosing to do it in non-fashionable clothing. Hence why I'm calling her Dancing with the Stars.
So you know what I mean? Everyone on Dancing with the Stars is unfashionable? Are you
just
going on
their
record?
Outfits that they wear that are like dancer wear,
They're
like
ice skating outfits?
merengue outfits, like not something you wear to like a red carpet.
Have you ever seen one of the many Miley Cyrus memes where her gravelly voice is like
Yes.
compared to a jackhammer or a
Yes.
growling bear? Well, she's given an interview talking about it's a real thing. Like she has polyps on her throat, and it's the reason she doesn't tour more often than she does. And kind of like it felt like she was kind of checking everybody who's passed that meme around. I mean, I'm certainly one of them, but she's like, I know it's a thing and I know my voice sounds weird a lot, but it's like it's a problem. And it's the reason that I don't do these giant tours because my voice can't.
Can't she get them taken off? But no, I guess
don't know.
Really bad. It's hard.
I don't know.
And you have to like be on vocal rest for like weeks. Like you can't talk at all.
I'm sure it doesn't make it any easier that her dad is
Yeah, sure.
Billy Ray Cyrus has made his red carpet debut with Elizabeth Hurley at some event in Italy. So, first they were Insta official. Now they're red carpet official. I cannot even imagine how much hairspray is in the air in that hotel suite.
No, for real. The Aquanet is flying there.
Please. They're on the red carpet. I'm like, who's who here? Like it was Elizabeth Hurley. What are you doing?
Meg Ryan and Keith Urban, like that blows them right out of the water. You know what I mean?
Seriously, I can't process this. I can't process like Elizabeth Hurley.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
This is the other thing. We have to watch their Lifetime movie when we're in P-Town. That's the other thing I have to write it down.
Oh,
we have to watch BAPS, right. And then we have to watch P-Town movies. BAPS.
Are you making a list?
And then Elizabeth Hurley / Billy Ray Cyrus.
These Lifetime movies really do forge scandalous relationships, don't they?
Okay, there I have it. I have it in writing, so we'll know. I won't forget it. What's happening? What's going to happen?
Elizabeth, I don't know what you're doing, but when there's someone pretty around, that makes it better. And your son's gorgeous, so you have him. So that's great. Justin Bieber. So there's this video. Did you see this moment between Justin Bieber and SZA where he like joined them on stage?
Yeah, he surprise performed some song with her. Yeah.
It was the sweetest. So he's sitting there. If you can Google this, please do, because he's performing. I guess they have a song together that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, me
and
either.
Justin is singing his part of the song and he's really focused and really serious and almost in a trance while performing. And he freezes on stage and SZA goes up to him and just strokes his chin a little bit. And he just explodes with happiness and gets a big smile on his face and kisses her hand. It is the sweetest thing you've ever seen. It is so unbelievably sweet. A little bit weird, but a little bit sweet. Like smiling at her and saying like, thank you for snapping me out of whatever is wrong with me temporarily, because apparently he's had a scandalous week. I was not aware until today that he removed an Instagram post because Hailey Bieber, I guess, his wife is on the cover of Vogue, and he recounted a time when they had a fight.
Remember when I said like you would never be on the cover of Vogue, and I was like, oh,
thank
brother.
you.
And
yes, they had a fight.
It's been sent to me only 1 million times.
And so he removed that story because people were really, I think he thought it was going to be sweet and empowering for her, but it sort of backfired. And then at some point, Selena Gomez sort of, as Selena Gomez does, what Selena Gomez does online is shows sly support for people without calling them out. So she did that to support Hailey Bieber this week, as if to say, you go girl. And so naturally people are like, their marriage is in trouble, blah, blah, blah. I just think they need a marriage counselor.
Selena and Benny Blanco, their album together is so good. Have you listened to some of the songs?
I have not.
Oh my, Dominic, it's a fun summer album. I'm telling you, listen to it in P-Town.
I was about to say, if you force me to listen to it, that's probably the only way. Because I was about to say, I'll say here on this pod that I will listen to it and I won't.
No, we'll play some songs for you. They're really good, actually. I was very surprised because I was like, what the hell are these two going to do together? Yeah, Justin and Hailey, I'm nervous. Again, nervous in general for him. We are every single week. He like froze like a robot on stage and then says I had to like rewire him for a second is scary.
It was a little Joe Biden in that fame freezing and everyone around him's dancing. And he's like, you're like someone turning back on again.
Yeah, that's not good.
But I will say that seeing him smile like that at her, you got to see old
happiness in his face.
It was super sweet. It was super sweet. The opposite of super sweet, a very quick update on the Diddy trial. Kid Cudi, it testifies that like fucking Diddy like broke into his house, burned his car. They need to put Diddy away like forever. I haven't really heard any of the sex trafficking allegations yet. I have heard people come up and talk about him being a horrific criminal human being. I'm nervous that they're going to talk about everything but the sex trafficking part and that he's going to get off. So I need to get to that meat first. So I know this motherfucker is going to go to jail. But I guess Kid Cudi was dating Cassie after Diddy and she had split up and just went on a tirade
or whatever.
Like, lit his car on fire.
Yeah.
Unbelievable shit. Just this week, there was testimony from a former assistant that said Diddy had kidnapped his own assistant and the job was to like kill Kid Cudi or just harm Kid Cudi and had his staff in on it. And the assistant, his former male assistant or someone in his circle, like crying on the stand, recounting all of this. Like, this is a truly horrific person. And I know a lot of people have insight. One person whose insight I don't want about Diddy is Aubrey O'Day. And I know you're about to tell us you listened to her entire podcast.
So I did listen to like 4 episodes of it. Here's what I will say. And you have to just let me say this. She is actually the least insufferable of the 3 of them on the podcast.
Her, Amy Robach, and TJ Holmes.
Yes.
Okay.
The 2 of them are acting like it's like their Deep Throat 1 and Deep Throat 2, and they're like breaking the story of the century. Like they both, and they're like, whoa, Lutelius is every way insufferable.
Keep in mind, and I will accept your opinion that she's the least insufferable, but that's like saying dog shit smells better than cow shit to me. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but she actually, like, I was like, oh, you actually aren't a freak of nature. Like, we thought she was like off the deep end. She actually is has her faculties about her, which only calls more into question the things that she puts on the internet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the things she puts on her Instagram are even more crazy because she was like, actually, I was like, oh, she's right about that. Oh, she's right about like
So she's trolling. So maybe Instagram is a troll operation.
It really is. Or like, I don't know what it is, but she like was spitting the truth. And then of course, TJ, like Lutelius and fucking Amy, they'd be like, hold on. So what I'm gathering here, like, take us back to that moment. What was it like when you realized the blood? And she's like, well, I can't. This is the other thing that's annoying about it is that like, she alleges that there might have been, she didn't realize it, but there might have been foul play done to her that she doesn't remember. And that when someone else has come forward or something, and it's all shrouded in mystery. But basically now that someone has come forward, she can't talk about certain things because she might be put on, like, she's like, I'm not testifying, but maybe she would bring charges or she would be involved in some sort of investigation eventually. So there's all these things she can't talk about. So much of the podcast is them being like, so tell us, like, do you think he's guilty? And she's like, well, I really can't comment on that because I may have to speak publicly about it in a different way, blah, 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 blah.
Right. Now, keep in mind, it's been confirmed by anyone who would confirm it that no one has approached Aubrey O'Day to testify in this trial. And no one...
some people she says that as well. She as well has confirmed that.
Like, there are people in the prosecutor's office who have openly laughed when asked, have you asked Aubrey O'Day to testify? And they were like, why on earth would we need that lady from Danity Kane here? We have people that he has physically abused and trafficked. We don't need Aubrey O'Day.
Yeah. I was like getting ready for her to be like so insufferable. And I was like, oh, this is like a normal person. And then these 2 fucking lunatics that are trying to be like Barbara Walters and Katie Couric sitting next to each other, like in tandem.
Right. So you were putting Aubrey O'Day for you, Chris DeRosa. We're putting her in the Britney Spears tent of people you will just pray for and defend. No, that's the energy I'm getting. It's the energy I'm getting. Aubrey isn't your new Britney.
I'm just saying, no, absolutely not. I'm just, stop. First, I'll stop what you're trying to do. I'm just saying I thought I was going to have someone on Mars talk to me on this podcast, and I just didn't get that. I got a normal person that has her head on straight.
Before we announce the winner from last week's listener-driven victory of how we would fix Rosie O'Donnell, a couple of programming notes. Our dear friend and friend of the pod, Jess Rothschild, has a new pod documentary out about Soul Cycle called Cult of Body and Soul. We encourage you to listen and support. It is wonderful. The first 2 episodes are out this week. Jess is the creator of an award-winning podcast about Fire Island from last year. She's an amazing human and an amazing documentarian. Please, again, it's called The Cult of Body and Soul. It's about the cult of Soul Cycle, which many of you were victims of, or members of, I mean, when it was hot a couple of years ago. So please, wherever your pods are cast, go listen to that. And we have some fun stuff. Today, we are fixing Hilary Duff. Next week, we are rather controversially fixing Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I say controversially because you might be thinking, well, why would you need to fix him? Which is a question Chris and I asked ourselves in the middle of the podcast. So you won't want to miss that special episode next week. And then a double whammy, because we are fixing the legend, Ms. Paula Louise Abdul. And helping us fix her is Christopher's friend, who you know best as a cast member of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Miss Margaret Josephs is joining us to fix Paula Abdul. And we taped that episode today, and it is as hilarious as you want Margaret Josephs to be on fixing famous people. It was a real treat. And before we reveal the Rosie winner, we just want to say, if you are an Apple subscriber, or what do I like to say? The Patreon.
Patreonette.
Please tune in to the a la carte today, where we will talk about whether or not Brooklyn...
You can't even say it. You can't even say
whether or not Brooklyn Beckham is being held hostage by his wife, Nicola Peltz. Chrissy Teigen has had her hairline lowered. Will Smith, the unlitigated Gaudacity, is filming a music video. I don't know what planet we're living on. And the Michael Jackson biopic, which is apparently so fantastic it might be split into 2 biopics. Hello, Wicked. And before we say this, the Rosie vote, I was reading an article today in The Hollywood Reporter about the Avengers movies were supposed to come out in May of 2026 and 2027. They've moved them to the respective Decembers of those years because they need more time. So now the tentpole film, instead of the Avengers, what they've moved to that slot, I did not know this movie was definitely happening. Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, yeah.
May 1st, 2026. I thought they were just sort of kicking this ball around.
No,
it's fucking, it's happening. And a year from now, it's going to be in theaters.
Why do you think, what's her name, had that, like, whatever she had done to her face?
Oh, you know what, Christopher?
Anne Hathaway.
That's 100. That's 1,000.
They're probably filming right now.
That's 17 million% correct, actually. That is the reason she had it done.
Goodbye.
That's your number. That's your number. I am super excited. I never read The Devil Wears Prada. Apparently, this is going to be booked. This is going to be based on the sequel Revenge Wears Prada, where I guess Andy and Emily are. It was a book, apparently. I think it was the same author, but they're magazine editors now and butt heads with Miranda in the magazine world.
Oh, God.
So,
okay.
I'll be first in line.
No,
I'll
of
see
course.
it. By the way, I had to forego my Mission Impossible ticket this weekend because I forgot I was going out of town and I bought it too far in advance and I couldn't get a refund.
Oh, Dominic, what are you going to do?
I haven't seen it, but it's still in IMAX. I got to run. Maybe I'll go tonight because I've heard it's just absolute wonder, to be honest with you. All right. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The listeners have voted. Who won last week's fix of Rosie Louise O'Donnell?
With 50% of the votes, our guest Sarah Wendell won the episode. Yes,
another 50%
win. 50% of the vote.
Will you remind me what her fix was? Because
her fix was to do a version of The View in Ireland.
Okay.
Which is, in my opinion, the best of the 3. I agree with the winner.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. I'm not. What was mine? Oh, I wanted her to do stand-up and then do something with Ellen DeGeneres. P.S. Yeah. Rosie did stand-up this week.
Wait, fixed, by the way, called out. I need to add that to my glossary of things that we'd said that they should do. And she did stand up this week. But I will say, pairing her up with Ellen did hurt you in the voting. People commented.
Oh, wow.
I would have voted for Dominic, but I hate it.
Oh, my God. The homophobia. How dare all of you? How dare every single one of you? And I mean against me, not Ellen DeGeneres. How dare you?
Okay, we have to go. This is way too long.
Congratulations, Sarah Wendell. Congratulations to all of you, because you're about to hear a great episode with Hilary, Duff, and Blabbermouth. And you'll hear that after these vital messages.
Dominic.
Christopher.
We have a returning guest from the old country, as they say, and a new guest. We have Miss Eleni Sabracos, our Gen Z correspondent, who has not needed to come back in a very long time, by the way. The Gen Zs are not being fixed often.
You've been very up to date as well.
Yeah. I've known what I needed to do. Who did we fix with that in that episode? What is her name?
Oh my
Hailey
God,
Bieber. Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is it? Hailey Bieber and not Selena Gomez episode. It's Eleni Sabracos. And then Will Oser, her podcast co-host on Blabbermouths.
Hey guys. Thank you so much for having us.
Tell us a little bit about your new podcast, Blabbermouths.
I mean, Eleni and I, we talk too much, as I'm sure you know from Eleni.
Sure.
She already talks too much, just like me. So we have that
Same.
in common. And we essentially kind of came up with this podcast because our office was basically like, you guys talk way too much. We don't want to hear you. So we'll put you in a room and let you just
Put microphones on it. And
yeah, we couldn't shut the fuck up. That's still too long, didn't read. But basically, it's kind of like this fun pop culture podcast meets our personalities, meets the idea of like we're the ones running the main Betches account. And so we kind of dive into everything that we're doing on the account, why we did things, what's trending, what we're looking into, what's the pop culture of it all, and then kind of sprinkling in our personal chaotic craziness in our personal lives. So it's a mixed bag in a good way.
It's for the personality hires.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kind of sounds like the beginning of our podcast, but with an actual woman rather than two men that sound like women.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of upset, Dominic, that you didn't join this call, black screen, and then reveal that you were dressed as Hilary Duff from the Hilary Duff movie.
That would have been good.
I didn't even entertain it. We have to use that fade to black sparingly now.
We've already used it too much, and we've only done it twice.
We've done it twice. But everyone's begging for it. Everyone's begging for it. So we're waiting a couple of weeks before we bring it back.
Do you do that occasionally, Dominic, where you are already dressed as the person?
Dominic pretended that he was in the Blue Origin flight with Katy Perry, and then he came up on the screen and had like a mason jar that he was talking into to make it sound like he was like calling in from space.
And then I pretended I was in jail with George Santos, that I was in his cell. So I don't know what the next one's going to be.
God.
How do you top yourself? You need to wait. You really need to wait.
No, you need to do the right one.
Yeah, for sure.
There are a few summer tent poles that may be lending themselves to the bit. We'll see how it goes.
Sure.
I'll be on the
So we are here to talk about Hilary Duff today. We are here to fix Hilary Duff. And the reason I'm jumping into this right away, rather than Chris, who would usually do this part, is that I need to get to the middle name game because no one is going to guess Hilary Duff's middle name.
God damn it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To the
I didn't
point
even know
where
she had one.
Yeah, right.
I almost thought that we should change the game. Like, how many letters in what you guess match what's the letters in her name?
So insane.
It's just ridiculous. It's got to be a family name. So let me give you all the clues I possibly can for the middle name game. Hilary Duff was born in September of 1987, the end of September. So what's after Virgo? What's that?
Sagittarius?
No,
So
it's
she's-
Libra.
Real?
Yes, that's right. So
Guys.
she's a Libra. She was born in Houston, Texas. She is 37 years of age. What is Hilary Duff's middle name?
Rodham. I'm just kidding. No. They both Hillarys must have the same middle name.
Hilary Rodham. I love that. That's a beautiful guess, actually.
And you said family, it must be a family name. So I was like, Rodham. Hilary Rodham.
This doesn't make any sense, but my intuition brought me the word Lenmore.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what that
On
means.
a Trisket. That is fantastic.
But Lenmore.
Okay.
My intuition, Chris, was saying, and I can't explain it, but I just felt the word chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum?
Something about-
all of these
Okay.
guesses are good. Will,
Right.
remind me of your guess again. Rodham. How could I
Rodham.
miss? Rodham, Lenmore, and Chrysanthemum. Well,
What
it
is it
will
gonna be? I'm
surprise
so
no one
nervous.
that none of those are. Hilary, who, by the way, I will address the reason I've never actually been a fan of hers is because she spells Hillary wrong, but we have a whole hour to talk about that. Hilary Erhard Duff. Hilary Erhard.
Yeah, that's
Duff.
like her mom's maiden name. It has to be.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Erhard. Erhard.
Yeah.
Well,
I
there's
mean,
no
fun.
wonder that she dropped that part of her name in order to be a Disney Channel star.
yeah, for real. That's an HR problem waiting to happen. Yeah.
Let's begin with Hilary Erhard Duff, acronym HEAD, which is very
Erhard
unfortunate
might need to
for
be
her.
might need to be on the short list for what's it called?
Worst
for,
middle name.
For middle name, for best middle name.
Head. So we're going to call her Head for the rest of the hour.
Hilary
Head.
Erhard Duff. Okay, there we go. It's in there.
Now, I had to do several minutes of research about Hilary because I want to tell you that for me, trigger warning, as casual as it can get, racism, misogyny, etc., from me only. She is part of the miasma of white blonde girls at the time who took over the early part of the century in pop culture, and Perez Hilton and delisted. And I would put Britney and Christina in their own arena, but literally everyone else from that time, Amanda, Hilary, Mandy, everybody just is in a big blur for me.
You're like the correct exact age where you were like, because when she was getting big, it was like kids television and it wasn't adult yet. And then when she did become adult, it was like, you were like past it already. Do you know what I mean? Like you are in a blind spot for her. And I honestly was going to like lead with like, Dominic, do you even really know who she is? Like,
oh, sure. But from not from her entertaining me.
Not from the Lizzie McGuire show. Yeah.
No. But like all of these women who we fix in from this era, I do know them from their one guest starring appearance on Law & Order SVU, which is where Hilary Duff has entertained me the one and only time. Go ahead,
she was
Lenny,
on Law & Order SVU? Okay, I've got to watch
one
that. Episode.
What was she? What did she do there, Dominic?
She was the criminal, because the biggest star is always the criminal.
Sure. Yeah.
From Julia Roberts to Hilary Duff, the bigger the check.
To Eric Roberts,
the bigger all the Roberts. Lucille Roberts, like every one of them.
She's definitely, like, I remember watching her at my plastic bench seat. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like one of those plastic ones, eating a kid's meal from McDonald's.
Sure.
So I feel like she was like the Disney, and she was during the Britney era as well. So it's like, if adults had Britney, why would they go to Hilary?
Yeah, correct.
And that's a slam. That is
she was the cleaner version, I feel like, right? Like I remember her. I wasn't allowed to listen to like anybody, but like Hilary Duff, Sarah
Will
Bareilles.
grew up very Catholic.
Very Catholic.
Sure.
You taught me about the conclave.
Same, by the way, both of us, me and Dominic.
Yes. Oh, so Dominic, Chris, you understand.
Yes.
Literally, it was like High School Musical, Lizzie McGuire and Sarah Bareilles, and occasionally Kelly Clarkson. So Hilary Duff was in there for music, and like she was like the clean version of like Britney Spears and Christina at the time.
Correct.
Have access to.
She never did like her slutty turn. Also. No, like she really didn't, even as an adult. And we will get to the choreography at the Today Show, but like that will be one of our last things we talk about, I'm sure.
Dominic, do you know what we're
For
doing?
the folks at home, I wish you could see there are three millennials who look like they've all been angel dusted and they're just trying to work it out right now.
Seriously.
We'll get there, but like she never had her like rumors Lindsay Lohan moment, her like her Baby One More Time,
bad
Britney,
she never was a bad girl.
And she like wasn't. She isn't a bad girl, you know? And so let's get through the career stuff of it. Is it just called Lizzie McGuire, or was it called the Lizzie McGuire
Well, the original
show?
Disney Channel series was called Lizzie McGuire.
And then
Eleni's already saying no.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
it was just called
Lizzie McGuire.
It was just called Lizzie McGuire, the series that ran for 3 years. And then the Lizzie McGuire movie was called the Lizzie McGuire movie.
You're right.
The Lizzie McGuire, the show, was like, if you watch Disney Channel, that was like, she was like the president of Disney Channel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she was running the network. Like it was kind of like, remember Clarissa Explains It All? You two are probably too young for that. But Dominic, do you remember Clarissa Explains It All?
Of course. Yes.
It was like the next version of that, basically, where she was like in middle school, and was like, had a little cartoon version of herself that would like dance around all the time for literally no reason.
I will say, being an adult now, I'm like, oh, I love that little cartoon because it like is your little inner voice anxiety. Like it was like okay, Disney Channel talking about children having anxiety, really breaking the barrier there.
We had her internal monologue before that was even like cracked through the surface.
Thing. Yeah.
I was like, oh, do I have a little Lizzie McGuire inside me? Or is that my anxiety?
And what would ours look like? Can someone draw us as our Lizzie McGuire characters?
So fun.
Guys, that's a trend. Sorry, bitches. Here you go for free. That's a trend.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Chris. Actually, that is already a trend on TikTok.
Really?
What?
And remember we made, Will, you were out sick. I'll show you.
It's like, we drew one for you.
this girl on TikTok basically like animated her own little version of herself for her day in the life. I'll show you the video. And it became a trend for a second. There's an app where you can make it. I'll make us all one.
Okay, we need, please. I need to see that.
Yeah.
And we'll release
Let
it
me
with
add
the
that
episode.
to my to-do list.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Please do.
Get my Ozempic, make a little Lizzie McGuire.
It'd be pretty easy.
So, Lizzie McGuire, humongous hit. And then is she singing? I was a little too old for Lizzie McGuire. I know that it existed, but I wasn't really, I was a Nickelodeon kid like through and through. And so I didn't really watch it as much. So
I was watching Joan Collins on Dynasty.
Yeah,
that was my Lizzie McGuire.
Dominic was doing the warm up for Ricky Lake at this time.
Honestly, Who Shot JR was my Hannah Montana. And that's not even a joke.
I
was 10 years old when that happened.
So she didn't sing on Lizzie McGuire, right?
No.
On Lizzie McGuire?
But in the movie she did.
The movie is like half her, half not. There's also videos that are like, this is Lizzie, this is not Lizzie.
Yeah.
And it's very clear which one is an adult woman and which one is a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And so everyone my age is like, the Lizzie McGuire movie was like huge. Humongous. If you go to Rome and you're a millennial or you're watching the Lizzie McGuire movie beforehand, during, after. We watched it in Rome when we were there. And we're like going to the Trevi Fountain and going to all the things. Like that's a huge core memory for every millennial. It's like the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Oh yeah. And I was at the Coliseum. I'm like, where did they put the seats for the concert? Because there's no room for seats in the Coliseum because it's all rocks.
That's crazy.
When you watch it, the shots are it's like so obviously not shot there. It's like the shot's like up at the sky and she's like, it's like truly just the back of her head. It's so, when you watch this and you're like,
the Coliseum in Rome?
Thing. Yes.
She did a concert there.
She has a concert. Lizzie McGuire as like this Italian pop star. It's a mistaken identity, Dominic. Like, you know, like she needs to go on and be the body double for this like lip syncing pop star, spoiler alert. And so she starts singing, and it's the best of both worlds. And it's her as blonde, and then her also in a dark wig, pretending to be a different person.
Wig work. Okay.
Yes.
Dominic, you need to watch this movie.
I would normally at this point say I'm going to put it on my list, but I have to say, from the bottom of my heart, every detail you've given me about it makes me want to like it less and less.
It's not great.
No. I think
I could tell the look on Chris's face when I should watch something because it's bad, and he's not giving that to me right now.
We will watch it in P-Town after we watch BAPS. P.S. Perfect. And Dominic, here's what's going to save you. We're watching BAPS. We're watching BAPS.
Oh, we're watching BAPS. It's going to be your favorite film of all time.
Here's what's going to save you. One is going to be Hassan's commentary through the entire movie for you.
Okay.
And two, Alex Borstein is the like camp counselor for all these kids in Rome, and she's having a mental breakdown the entire time and screaming at them, and you're going to love that part of it.
She's a genius. Icon. I dressed up for her at Halloween this year.
Did you really?
Camp counselor in Lizzie McGuire. That's how much like she was like such a cultural reference.
Yeah.
Like her as a comedic icon in that film is just so fucking funny. And like you don't realize it as a kid. So I think like going back because you had an appreciation as a kid and then watching it now as an adult, you're like, oh my gosh, this is.
Oh, Will. Speak for yourself. I saw her in that movie as a child. I was like, wow, finally representation of me in a TV show, in a movie. Finally someone I can identify with.
You're insane. Of course she does.
And she's bossing people around. I love her.
She's like a Bob and she's screaming at children like the whole time. She's like, you guys can't do this.
I will watch it.
We're watching it after BAPS. Okay, anyway. So the Lizzie McGuire movie is a cultural touchstone. I mean, then she has the theme song to The Hills, right? Not Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach it was Laguna Beach, right?
I feel like the movie really launched her singing career and then she had a pop star moment.
She became a low-key pop star.
That was the first concert I ever went to.
We went to her? I never did.
My mom made shirts and my little brother was there. Each shirt we spelled out, I love Hilary. And she was on it with her sister who opened for her.
Haley Duff.
Haley Duff, who was like not a singer.
They really tried to do the Jessica Ashley with the two of them and it didn't work.
They really tried that formula. It did not work.
That was industry plant vibes.
Yeah, sure. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so Come Clean is the theme song for Laguna Beach. I always get them mixed up between that. And so that song is humongous. The album Metamorphosis that's on, humongous for like 16-year-olds.
Yes, right.
Huge album.
She was laying the blueprint for all the other teen Disney stars coming after her.
Yeah.
Granted, she didn't have the major successes we look at like Miley, Demi, and Selena, but she was like really, I felt like as a kid, you were like, this girl is everything and everywhere, you know?
And she's one of those people that like was famous. Dominic, we talked about this with like Rachel Zoe. She was famous at a time when like when you were famous, you became famous like forever because you were like on something for 2 years. And it's like this person is like an A-list celebrity for no reason, basically.
I feel like it was also a time where Hollywood could control more who was famous. Cause like now it's like you can't control with TikTok, Instagram, whatever, who the people want to see.
Yeah.
Whereas like if she had a Disney deal and she had a Capitol Records deal, she could be on the magazine, on the billboards in the movies because they had that like power.
Yeah. The curation. I mean, let's not forget A Cinderella Story that she was in. I mean, she was then in movies like, and not films, but movies. A Cinderella Story with Chad Michael Murray, which was big. That was a big movie for the kids, for that audience.
And Jennifer Coolidge from that film in itself was also like another Alex Borstein moment in my mind.
Yes.
Like it kind of is like almost was laying the groundwork to their careers later. Obviously, they've had careers for such a long time, but like the range of their careers has been very cool.
It's like Anne Hathaway in The Princess Diaries. It's like, oh, wait.
Sure.
Right.
Yes. And then also remember the movie Raise Your Voice, where she's like a shy singer at like, isn't she at like the Fame High School or something? And she's like, I like can't be a singer. It's that like Save the Last Dance era. Of like,
have you seen that clip of him being like, give us a beat, a note? And she's like, yeah. And then it's like
it's so like not even auto-tuned. That was CGI, the way that they included that sound of her voice. And it's like the guy from what's his name? John Corbett? Is that his name?
Another one.
Hayden.
He's the teacher. He's the teacher in it. And it's like, oh my God. Like you see, and like the plot of the film is like her dad's like, no, you're never going to sing again, Hilary. And then like she stays with her aunt to go to this school. It was
so
like
ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
But we loved it. We were like, I wish I could be going to this performing arts high school for no reason at all.
This is why I know, like, she definitely was obviously industry plant vibes. Have you seen her also doing the Disney Mickey ears with the wand, but without the audio? And it's so awkward. And she's just like shrugging her shoulders. She's just a cringy little girl. She didn't want to be a pop star. That's why she wasn't a Miley or a
she doesn't
Selena.
want to be. No, you're 100% right. And I was going to wait till later to talk about this, but since we're here, she doesn't seem like a person that wants to be famous. Dare I say she's a more in interviews, and I specifically remember whenever she'd be on the Today Show, I don't remember the crazy dance you were doing earlier, but whenever she'd be interviewed for something, she just wasn't into it. It was very sort of Kristen Stewart Jr. when it came to interviews, where there's no question that this person is multifaceted, multi-talented, but the playing the game part it seemed like it never came easy to her.
Yeah.
No, it was almost like she was like, she wanted to do this job and be on the show. Oh, this is really cool, Lizzie McGuire. It turns into this massive success. And she's just like, I'm so uncomfortable by all of this that like now I'm kind of like, I am the poster child. I just have to keep doing it, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it feels.
You guys have seen, right, the recent news with her husband that he posted, right?
They're going to make.
You guys, this is super topical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dominic, do you know?
No.
Let me read it. Can I read it to you or do you have it, Chris?
No,
Sure.
read it, Eleni.
Her husband, by the way, is Matthew Coma. I'm sure, I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's kind of a music producer. He has that song. It's kind of like it was like a college hit for my friends, but lo and behold, he's a big music producer.
Also, Hilary is in Betch's DMs. She will respond to us if we send her stuff.
Anytime we post like nice things, we like for her birthday, we wish her happy birthday. We did like another Cinderella Story anniversary post.
Sure.
She shares it. She loves it. She's
like when I'm looking at her like IMDb, like she has not stopped working.
No,
she was in Younger. She was in
Younger as one of the main.
That was a big hit too. Yeah,
main shows like for TV Land, and it like went for a long time.
Yes,
and then I forget all the time that she was in Gossip Girl.
Yeah,
so she's in Gossip Girl for like a long time. That was a humongous show.
Yep.
Only Law and Order once.
I know.
Just once for SVU. Yeah, just once.
Okay.
But, like, she's been working. Like, we're like, oh, she went away. It's like, she really actually has never went away. She's been in like, she was in Younger right after Gossip Girl. And Gossip Girl was in 2007. started. And then it ended in 2012. And then she took like a year off probably to have a kid. And then she was like, I'm in younger for the next 4 years. Like she, up until the pandemic, she's been working steadily.
And these are big residual shows, like big syndicated residual shows.
She has 4 children, by the way. 4.
What?
Yeah. Can we talk about the spelling of her name? Why? This is why. As a pop
because it's one L.
Is it just one L is killing you?
Because I can't tell you how many times in comments, just at any time you needed to type the word Hilary, it was misspelled every time. And I think that might be part of the reason why I never counted myself as a fan of hers.
Sure.
Because I've been corrected before.
It was your barrier of entry.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
I know there's like so much more that she's done that we like have not touched, but she's like steadily worked. Oh, wait, remember when she was singing somewhere and like knocked her front teeth out on the microphone? Is this her?
No.
Hilary Duff, front teeth knocked out.
Oh my God. I've never I've never heard.
Oh, not Hilary Duff, my tooth fell out hours before my wedding.
What? Wait. Also, we're missing two important things that she was in.
I was going to say, can I say one? I don't know if this is it, Eleni.
It's probably the same.
The canceled reboot of Lizzie McGuire on Disney Plus. Right before the pandemic, they were going to launch the reboot as everyone started to do them around 2019, 2020.
Sure. Yeah.
And they filmed like the first 2 episodes. Disney Plus canceled the series because it was too sexual for Disney Plus.
Oh,
We put it on Hulu. We want it.
Well, so then
not too sexual. What was her little cartoon doing? Like doing splits on a dick? Like what was she? Do you know what I mean? Like
so the scenes that they had filmed were that she was not married yet and she was coming home from a one-night stand. And there was like a little bit of an acknowledgement of that, but it wasn't fully like I just had a one-night stand.
But that's like you wrote that. So like what do you know what I mean? Like that there's too many like approvals that has to go through before it like gets filmed.
But that's also where these reboots aren't understanding the assignment is if you're going to do a reboot, it's for the people who are now adults,
right?
Not for kids.
We're not trying to get kids in this.
But a lot of these reboots redo it for the same audience
as
before.
For like a 12-year-old now. And they're like, they don't know what this is. This is for me, a 34-year-old grown man to watch.
Exactly.
I was going to say the Will Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh,
that was huge.
Yeah, that was big. That was a big movie for kids.
And then also the How I Met Your Father, the How I Met Your Mother spinoff. That was a recent.
Right. Yeah,
it was one season though. I mean, I think it falls under the heading of unlitigated disaster. Like seemed like a bad idea from the moment they thought of it. It was just
that check cleared though. That check cleared.
Like I think it was 2 seasons, Dominic. So I'll give her that. Because
maybe
I didn't think it was gonna last.
Dominic hates her. Dominic doesn't want to see her or hear from her.
I don't know. She's never given the effort. I don't know. I don't know. She doesn't care if I care about her. So I'm just
like literally hasn't stopped working since she started as like a 12-year-old on a show that she carried on her back. And then she
nothing marquee.
And Dominic
she sat on Frankie Muniz's coattails and rolled into Agent Cody Banks. And then after that, nothing for me. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing for you. That's completely fair.
Also, maybe Casper.
That was a good one. That was like pre everything.
She was in Casper?
She was the little girl in Casper.
Casper, My Friendly Ghost. Yeah. She was a little witch.
Like the one that I'm thinking of.
Yes, she's the little girl.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's
Dominic, we need to put respect on her name. I'm sorry.
Because of Casper?
I need to go. Yes.
Okay. why don't you double
Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
What? I didn't hear you.
I said, why don't you put double the respect on it and I'm just sit over here and be me.
Okay, I will. We will do that.
She only has 1 L of respect from Dominic.
None.
Okay.
I already, I know we're not there yet, but I am it came to me from the beyond what Hilary Duff's fix is going to be. I leave you with that teaser.
Crawl into a hole, crawl into the Coliseum and give tours.
Speaking of from the beyond, Dame Erin Bagwell, the Buffalo Medium, is furious with us that she is not the guest of this episode. Because she said that she's the normal person version of Hilary Duff.
What does that mean?
Goodbye. I don't know, but Dominic will
Goodbye.
Okay.
She
Also-
is, Dame Erin Bagwell is light years warmer than Hilary Duff could ever dream of being. She's not the real, I do not believe that she is the real world version of Hilary Duff.
Okay.
That's it.
Anywho, moving right along. I mean, I will say today, like just when you Google Hilary Duff and like a current picture of her comes up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is she beautiful?
She's gorgeous.
Yes.
She looks
Like
good.
always
she
has
looks incredible. She
Yeah.
still looks like herself, but older.
Yep.
And is
Doesn't-
not like she's like gotten work done clearly, but like it's like at a level that I'm like, I don't feel upset about.
Yeah.
Is that,
You know,
does that
yeah.
make sense?
I
I'm with you.
agree.
I was about to say it doesn't look like she even got work done.
No,
compared to-
stop.
You could see. I
Stop.
suck at
This is
seeing it.
Do you know she was also in a movie with Big from Sex and the City? Do you know the movie I'm talking about?
No.
The Perfect
No.
Man. Did no one watch The Perfect Man?
No, I've
No.
never-
It's with Heather Locklear and
Jesus. No, Christ. No.
Sorry. And what's his name? Big from Sex and the City. And basically it's like she sets her mom up with a guy, but it's her because her mom is like a chronic dater and they move.
I think
every
I'm
time her
having a
mom
flash
dates
of what you're
someone.
talking about.
Yeah.
I honestly think that I'm having a flash of this. Back
Yeah.
when Heather Locklear was still like a hireable, when she
Yeah.
was still
Hireable actress.
working-ish. Yeah. I mean, if we're just going to pick and choose, let's not forget that she was the voice of the Ice Queen on Dora the Explorer.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Jessica the Ice Witch in the episode Dora's Ice Skating Spectacular. This is the research provides facts. This is why I don't do the research because the facts.
Another syndicated show, another big money giver.
Mhm.
She's getting royalty from Jesse.
She could retire, but she doesn't want to.
No, she doesn't want to.
Well, what's her fix, Dominic and Chris? What was your...
I don't know. Are we there? I feel like I have to be there, but I don't.
We're almost there. What did we come up with this, or did someone suggest we fix her?
We did.
You
This
did.
is
You
before-
specifically did.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
because
okay.
she is someone who our audience on the Betches Instagram loves her, but it's all nostalgia. Another, super important moment we have to bring up coming up for Pride Month. She also is the biggest ally in history.
I can't
Dominic,
believe...
do you know about? No one tell him we're going to show him the video if he hasn't seen it.
I don't think I know this
I haven't
either.
seen it.
Oh, we do know. I remember. Guys, I remember.
Don't say it, Will. Will.
She ended modern homophobia.
Dominic, you're going to have respect for her here. Go ahead.
You're
Okay.
We post this on the Betches Instagram every Pride Month on June 1st, and it does numbers because Will, can you send the video? Can you
Yeah,
grab the
I'll send it.
video?
Do you like this top? It's so gay. Really? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
This is what Kendall Jenner thought she was doing with that
With the
Pepsi
Pepsi
commercial. This is what Kendall Jenner actually
Totally. She thought she was doing numbers.
Oh, God, Kendall.
did.
Poor Kenny. Anyway,
She's advocate for anxiety and the gays. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
what else do you need?
Dominic, what else do you need from her?
Did we not over yet, Dominic?
Just the one last thing that I have on my mind is the only thing that any of us need, and then she will rocket to superstardom. I promise
Okay,
you.
I'm here for it.
I promise you. Are we at the arena, Christopher?
I think we are. I need a moment to pray, though. I need to think about.
Oh,
Manifest.
While you're praying, allow me to drop
Ooh.
some of Hilary's other credits, which might help you along your journey here. Please don't forget that she played Sunshine Goodness in the film Food Fight. Please don't forget that she played Greta in a movie called According to Greta, in which she also served as the executive producer.
Has she never done Broadway?
She also.
I'm not seeing any stage credits. here
No, I'm
for
not
her.
either. But I'm also seeing one. She provided a dozen too. The Andy Milanakis show. She was on as herself in one episode. And also, she was recently, 2019, was in a movie called The Haunting of Sharon Tate, playing
that was
Sharon Tate.
Which, by the way, was universally panned.
Destroyed,
It's
like
a-
slammed
Oh,
to the
yeah.
world.
Terrible.
Like if COVID hadn't come and wiped all our memories out of the previous 3 years, this could have been an ender for her. Like it was that panned. It was like
It's like when
It- it
Lindsay
was-
Lohan was doing like Liz and Dick.
I know who
movies
killed me or whatever it was. Yeah.
and like the canyons and those.
Yeah, that weird thing. Yeah.
it
Sure,
was
sure,
like
sure.
a fictionalized account of the last days of Sharon Tate, and it was just
bad.
just unnecessary, really.
To go back to her Disney days to solidify her Disney, she was also in Eleni, Cadet Kelly. I don't know if you guys ever. That
Oh my God.
Oh yes.
the girl who was
Eric Artson is going to send a bomb to my house for me not bringing up Cadet Kelly.
so
that
unbelievable.
was, yeah.
That was a big
Iconic.
and that was with the girl from Even Stevens. I don't even know.
That
her
was
name.
like one of the first like
T. Bates.
Disney movies that was like Disney Channel original movies that was like,
Yes.
remember like Ice Princess then? And then
Yes.
there was, what was Wendy Wu?
Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior. With
Homecoming
Brenda Song.
Warrior, like all
That
those,
deserved-
that like
That
birthed.
deserved a trilogy. That deserves
Yeah.
a trilogy.
That was also the first time because normally she plays like a goody two shoes character, and this character was very like against the rules. Like we shouldn't have to wear uniforms. We should be able to express ourselves. Like
It was a
she
military.
was really, she was an icon. No,
And
she
the-
was against it. Remember, she was like going against the grain.
That's what I mean. Like a military brat. Like isn't that?
No, that's someone. A military brat would go with the grain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah.
Guys, please
Anyway.
don't fight in front of us.
Okay.
Please don't fight in our house.
Okay. I think we're here.
Okay.
We're here.
Chris, before you address her, just a reminder, her middle name is Erhard.
Thank you.
Head.
Hilary, Lizzie McGuire, Anxiety, Erhard, Duff, Ally, Gay, Hope, Ending Homophobia. This is what I want. Because of the recent, like, she's going to make music again, she needs to make an album. I would love on that album to have like duets with other Disney Channel people of her best songs. Like Come Clean with Demi Lovato. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like where it's like two of them singing it. That would be fun. You know, Miley could do a feature somewhere. And then what I want her to do is do a tour, not like an arena or smaller venue tour where she does this music, but then she does sing Come Clean. Come on. That's what we want to see. So Yesterday, we want her to sing isn't the best of both worlds a song that she sings at the end of Lizzie McGuire movie? No.
It's Anna Montana.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're
She
right.
sings, like
but
we
that
didn't
is
even-
Dominick's point. Too many of these blonde pop
Yeah,
stars.
True.
Yep.
Well, I will say, we didn't even say this, like, she walked so Miley could run in Hannah Montana. Like, that is, like, we don't have Miley Cyrus today if we didn't have Lizzie McGuire.
Mood.
Period.
Wait, that's a good tweet. Can you tweet that so we can post it on
Can you?
Betches?
Yeah, I will. Do I even have Twitter?
make a fixing famous people Twitter, tweet it, and then we'll
just do
post.
that. Okay,
it.
thank you. Perfect. I literally will.
Perfect.
I wanted her to do an arena tour so all of us, like meaning us three, can go to it and like cry and like and be annoying. And then I want to have some, like Demi Lovato should come out and do a song with her. Maybe the lesser known Disney Channel stars could come out and like sing with her. What's the song? Oh, hey now,
that's the
this
song.
is what dreams are made of. That's a Lizzie McGuire movie, right? Correct?
Yeah. That's the song.
If we could sing that at Hammerstein Ballroom, come on.
And we would have VIP because we would DM her and we would all go. We'd be like, "This is our friends. Dominick hates you. But we made him come to this.
But
Dominick thinks you give us nothing."
that, and then to me, like, she doesn't need to do new work. Do the new album because haha, and we'll listen to it. But like, we actually, like, I went to an Allie and AJ concert like a couple years
Wait,
ago, which piece? Their
They
new
came
music.
to our office yesterday.
Focus yesterday. Yep. They're doing something with us.
They're promoting music.
Yeah, they're
Oh, they
promoting
have a
their
new album. Their albums are like, their new music is like fun and like cool and like ethereal.
okay.
I like it. But like, we all wanted to hear Chemicals React and like,
Yeah.
what's the other one?
Potential breakup song.
Yeah.
Whoa. And then the potential.
And so it's like, that's why we were all there, like to hear their new music, but then also sing Chemicals React with them. So that's what I want Hilary to do and just rest on her laurels, sing her music, have a few cameos from other people, like how Charlie brought out like Lorde and Troye Sivan at Coachella, like do her version of that again at like Terminal 5. Like not even, it doesn't even need to be like at Madison Square Garden. It can truly be at, again, Hammerstein Ballroom or like, what's the other one? Terminal 5. And then what's the third one? The one that's in Midtown. What is that other? What's the one I'm not thinking of? It's like there's another venue that's exactly like that. Gramercy Theater or whatever.
That's it.
That venue. She could sing there.
The millennial version of the Eras Tour, but for millennial pop stars.
Yes. That is my pitch for her.
Okay, we received that pitch.
Thank
Will,
you.
don't say anything.
Hilary,
Rodham,
Lizzie McGuire, Earhart, Ally, BTQ plus Duff. Okay. I just to clarify, I don't hate you. You just don't do it for me. It's not even an insult. I just haven't I haven't separated you from the pack. As luck would have it, you needing to be fixed according to your generation, you needing to be fixed comes along at a good time for me, because if Hilary Earhart, you have been listening to this podcast, you know that I am actively casting the eventual Netflix mini-series about the Jeffrey Epstein affair. I have previously cast Jennifer Garner as Ghislaine Maxwell, and my fix for you is to offer you the prized role of Virginia Giuffre.
How dare you?
May she rest in peace.
She's dead.
And if you don't want to do it, may you rest in peace. And that is my fix. You could put her back in the circus and she could sing with all those little girls from Disney. That's fine if that's how you want to go. She doesn't want to do that. She wants to be an actress who doesn't do interviews. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be a serious actress. So let's have my Jeffrey Epstein project rehabilitate everyone in Hollywood who just couldn't pop. I'm going to be a Ryan Murphy for people like Hilary Duff and Jennifer Garner. It's like, we know them. We don't dislike them, but you're not doing it for me. Let's get them to do it for me. Be Virginia Giuffre, do her and her family justice, get to the bottom of it, and get your Emmy for Best Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Made for Television movie.
You think she's going to act well in that?
I do. You know, when we just rewatch that PSA, the gay PSA, there's a bitterness there that she's going to bring to every role. And this is it. There's a bitterness that the Epstein saga needs from Hilary Duff. And it's also like, I want everyone in this cast to be like, wait, that person? Like, sure. Who thought Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere Up My Butt? And look what happened to her. That's going to be Hilary Duff as Virginia.
Hilary Duff is going to have her Jamie Lee Curtis. Everything.
It's going to be Drew Barrymore as Little Edie. That's what this is. That's what Hilary Duff.
God, I loved that movie so much.
I will say, if she wants to elevate her career and not continue to make money off the nostalgia and wants to be taken as a serious actress, she should be going that route. That does make sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That decision's between you and Will.
We
are on opposite ends of the. You're going to have to throw caution to the wind here.
May Virginia's soul rest. By the way, I just must say that I cannot. How dare you? Honestly,
I think she'd be pleased.
Oh God,
I'm struggling with what we want as consumers and what's good for her as her career to fix her career.
That's the problem of sitting in your seats on this broadcast.
You're right. Okay.
What do you think, Will?
Well, I love that they're both ideas on the opposite spectrum. One of them, like Chris, you totally have like a really good safe option that will like surefire, get her more money, make her relevant a little bit more again. It could do really well, but it will definitely do regular kind of well, regardless of what happens. Dominic, this could be like career changing or like death
or ending or career ending.
Right.
I like to think of it as a relaunch.
It's definitely a great relaunch and like opening of possibilities, but it could be career ending. So that's how, Eleni, that's where I sit, where it's like, do you take the risk or do you play it safe? That's where I feel right now.
But I think that based on the fact that when she did the Lizzie McGuire spinoff and she wanted it to be like more like R-rated, she wouldn't do a comeback in a way that was like PG. She would do it in a way that is what we want. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, I want to go to Terminal 5 and sing So Yesterday.
Sure.
But does she want to do that is your question, is what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that maybe she should give it a go on the Jeffrey Epstein show. And if it's a total flop, then she always has that.
She does. She totally does always have. But, you know, it's like, to me, it's kind of also like when Katy Perry rebuilt her career like in the background before this before this album came out in the summer.
Will's a huge Katy Perry fan, by the way.
Kind of am, kind of not.
Goodbye, Will. Hang up.
Yeah.
But
Character flaw.
She was building really good capital up until this summer last year.
What was the capital?
Like
now you're losing me.
She did a few good career, like I'm staying neutral, I'm getting hot, I'm on American Idol, I'm teasing new music. She was doing a few things. Then she fucking popped. So my point is, Hilary, you got to be careful. That could very well be you as well. So
I think she knows that. I think that's why she doesn't do shit like what Katy Perry does. She just doesn't want. And I agree with whoever earlier said that in the gay PSA, I believe that she was reciting her own dialogue. I don't even think I think it was supposed to be a clothing commercial and she was yelling at those actresses in real life. I really do. Because I think she said, that's how she is in interviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What should we do?
I think, to be provocative, I think the Jeffrey Epstein story I think that would be really fun and unexpected.
I know, but I want to sing So Yesterday at Terminal 5.
Selfishly, I want to be there at Terminal 5 too.
But based on the fact that her husband was like, she's coming to save pop music, she's coming to save pop music. But also, pop music doesn't need saving, LOL. Like, has she turned on the radio?
Yeah.
But
so I think let's go. I like your idea.
All right. Well, do that upstream.
She can always come to the, Terminal 5. Terminal 5 is never saying no to her.
Yeah, sure. No, that's
you know what?
You're right.
And you know how like when the White Lotus is really successful, then everyone's like really interested in what that person's doing. Once she's really successful in Jeffrey Epstein, she'll have an even bigger venue for her nostalgia millennial Eras tour.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The Jeffrey Epstein story has yet to be defeated in this arena. I'll tell you that.
All right.
When he pitched that, Jennifer Garner, her fix was to be Ghislaine Maxwell. I literally put my head down on the table.
That was crazy. Hearing that is crazy, but we all need a relaunch.
No,
we agree.
But yeah, Dominic wins. Dear God.
But you do too, Chris, just in a few years.
No, sure. But mine was like the safe. I did a safe pitch.
There are no clunkers here. There are absolutely no clunkers here. And I think that I'm going to be so upset when eventually someone does announce a Jeffrey Epstein movie and they've cast it incorrectly, and I'm going to cry for not trademarking these ideas.
Or they've casted exactly what you've said because they're listening to Fixing Famous People, and then it's like, oh,
that's more likely.
All hell will break loose.
Honestly.
I will be the Sue Mengers of casting after that. If they cast my suggestions, and I am the Sue Mengers of, well, now actually, I just am Sue Mengers.
You just are.
Thank you for the win. I appreciate it. And Hilary Duff, I've never meant this more when I say you're welcome, because I think this is the actual thing that will catapult you. We'll relaunch her.
That might be a Photoshop is like them and the Ghislaine Maxwell in Virginia. Like,
I want them all together.
No, we can't.
It's too much. She's too
freshly
dead.
No one is allowed to DM us a Photoshop of that picture of Virginia Giuffre with Prince Andrew. Do not fucking do it, because I feel like our accounts will get shut down.
It's too bad. It's too bad. Eleni, Will, this has been a whirlwind.
It's been a treat.
Where can people find you guys online? Where can people listen to Blabbermouths? When can we come on Blabbermouths? Tell us.
No, we need to. We need to make that happen immediately, because I think we could fix some famous people on Blabbermouths.
Oh yeah.
We could fix some Blabbermouths.
We could fix some Blabbermouths. Blabbermouth. Yep, that's fair enough.
You can watch Blabbermouths on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. You can follow
at Betches YouTube.
Yeah, thank you, Will. Or you can follow us on the Betches Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Or Will at Will Loser.
It's at Will Oser.
That's funny.
Yep.
And me at Eleni Sabracos.
Thank you both for being here. Dominic, where can people find you?
Website's Domentary.com, Dominick Pupa on Instagram, and Domentary on TikTok. And please follow Fixing Famous People Pod on TikTok as well. Christopher, where can our listeners find you on the World Wide Web?
You can find me at the DeRosa. You can find the show at Fixing Famous People. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. And you can find the YouTube at Fixing Famous People. I wish you all well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.